Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Shukun. This is my final submission for the Harvard CX50x course. I'm from Lagos, Nigeria. Today is December 12th, 2025. Sorry, today is December 2, 2025. I will be giving an overview of the project which I work on. I created a to-do app, and this app serves as a guide for the task which you have planned for the day. So, don't know if I mentioned earlier, but I'm from Lagos, Nigeria, currently in Lagos, Nigeria. So, going to give you a brief overview of the application. So, here is the source code of the application. I combined HTML, CSS, JavaScript, SQL for database, and Flask as the framework for the application, which I used Python as well. So I used the standard Flask folder structure, which splits the folders into static for the scripts and styling, and the templates, which holds the HTML files. Then I have the Flask, or rather the Python files in the Flask application Py, and also have some bash scripts here as well to ease the execution of the application. And I also have a README which contains a brief explanation of what the app does. But I'm also going to add another README which follows the criteria for the final project. Then I have a requirements .txt which holds all the package, which holds all the modules, or rather packages, which are required for the application. Then I have the database file to the database.db. So not to go in depth into the code, but I could do that, but due to the short time, I will prefer we move ahead. Then I have already tested the application, but I will prefer we go over it from scratch. So as said in the video, we have an initializer .sh as this, which is a bash script. So that's what I'm going to use to run the project. I could use the Flask run, the Python Flask run, but I would prefer using something which can easily be run by someone which is not programming inclined. So I'm going to initialize the bash script. So the bash script sets up the Python environment, virtual Python environment, then it runs the virtual environment, then install the necessary requirements for the Flask app, then it runs the Flask application. So while we have that running, I'm going to hop into the development server, or rather the local host, which will give me an application running locally. So I already have an account which I have created. This is the register or login. I have an account which I've created, which we could just use for the demonstration. But I would prefer we start from the topmost section of the application. So we can create an email. Let's use this. Okay. So let's say then register. Registration is successful. So after registration, we will come here to login. So email should be password. Then you are logged in. Then for the Todo app, you can log out. For the Todo, you still have the name, category, description. Then you can add it to do. So by clicking that, it gives us a pop-up which you can add the name of the to-do. So let's say farm category, you can say important, then say tend description can be tend to cattle before new capital, it's a capital deployment, okay? You can close or you can submit. So let's just submit. So after submitting, you see the to-do list updates using JavaScript. If not reliable in the whole page, is just update the to-do list. And you can add another to-do list to children. Category audience to children from weekend class. So submit that, you can see it update as well. Then with name, another to-do you can see personal description, J appear. And you can see we have all this. You can edit, modify the task on the to-do. So let's say modify. So instead of 4 p.m., you can say 15 by 10 p.m. and change the consider from normal to important. Then when you do that, you can see the last output there changed from normal to important, and the time changed from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. You can also delete from the table. You can just click delete. It gives you the details of what you want to delete. Then ask if you are sure to delete. You can confirm the course. You can close. And if you decide to delete another to do, you can just click on delete. You confirm the update and everything. Then you can also delete everything if you want. Then you can also add after deleting, let's say office. Let's say very important. Uh, Submit project before deadline. So you can submit that. Then you can also log out. So that's basically all for this application. Thank you for the lectures. And that's all for me.